Okay, I don't know how to start this video, so I'm gonna need...
Maybe we should start with a hi art, friends.
Hi art, friends!
Today we are discovering, I was going to say the dark past. It's not a dark past. It's quite a wholesome past, really.
Yeah.
Of Steph's...
You're making it sound way worse.
No, it's cute and wholesome, I promise. This is like a past art career, I guess, that this one used to have, that a lot of you guys don't even know about, so we're going to explore that today.
Yeah, so basically, I have a whole era of artwork that I've never talked about on this channel.
A lot of artwork,
and because I'm coming out with a lot of the things that I've been holding back, I feel like this is the perfect time to just sort of share this era. I know there's a few of you guys who are subscribed that know about this.
Very few, though.
Yeah, and this goes all the way back to maybe about 2009, roughly up until about 2014-ish.
Yeah, yeah.
And this era was my deviantart era. I mean, shout out to everyone else who had an account on DeviantArt.
Yeah, and still does, you know.
And part of the reason why I've never really talked about this kind of stuff is, one, it was sort of linked to like some negative kind of years and things that were going on in my life, and I just didn't want to think about it. So
yeah.
I think what I did with my brain, or at least according to my therapist, I put it all into like a little box and I shoved it to the back of like a cupboard. But with therapy, I'm in a place where I feel like I can talk about these years. So thank you, therapist. Thank you, therapy.
I promise it's not as scary as you might think it is based on
no,
that.
I promise it's really wholesome.
Oh
There's
God.
nothing bad about it. And if anything, it's a shame that this was like something that just got shelved away with like everything.
It's true, yeah.
So what people might not know about me is that I got a degree in games design.
Yeah, you got like a game development woman. Isn't that cool?
And my job used to be developing games. Like, I see a bunch of people doing ones where they do like playthroughs of like those websites like Girls Go Games. That was actually one of the websites I used to work for.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there was a whole host of like dress-up game kind of websites, and I was a dress-up game maker.
A really good one. You were just
You're very biased. But my work was like really popular, at least like with children, especially over in China for some reason.
Yeah.
We can get into that some other time. This whole thing, honestly, it could end up being like a 500 million part series, because this is so many years of my life that I'm trying to condense down just so you can understand it in like a quick little video.
if you guys thought Rimses was deep, you ain't ready for this yet.
Yeah, exactly. So this is kind of what I started doing with my life after like the whole sort of Rimses era. So I started to get into like game development stuff, and back then that was using a program called Adobe Flash, which is extinct now.
Steve Jobs killed it.
Yeah, basically I went all the way through college, all the way through uni, and about a few months, so maybe a year before graduating, there was huge Apple news, and I was thinking, Apple won't affect my life. I don't even really use Apple, I use Windows. Well, it turns out Steve Jobs announced that he was going to be pulling support on Flash.
And then everyone freaked out.
I freaked out because that was my career.
Oh,
I feel anxious even still talking. This is like part of the reason why I don't like talking about it, because at the time I was due to be graduating and I was thinking, yep, I've got my life on track, I know what I'm doing. I talked to like which companies I was like due to be working at. And
it took like such a tragic turn.
It was. That's why I've never talked about it.
This is really sad now.
So I'd been to like career fairs like a month prior to this, and they were all like, oh cool Steph, we've seen your work online, we can't wait to have you as part of the team.
Oh God.
A matter of like months after this announcement came out from Apple, these companies were all like bankrupt. Because basically everyone was just sort of like, what is the future of like online games if Flash isn't going to be a thing?
Yeah.
So
true.
everything was suddenly like pulling support on it.
Because this is like before HTML5.
Well, HTML5 was sort of in like its early kind of stages, but there wasn't like any sort of software to fully like develop something, not in the same way that Flash was. So it's only in recent years that I say recent years, recent months, recent
yesterday.
weeks, practically yesterday, I've started to brave going back into like game development stuff, because for so long the coding kind of side of it just went so far over like my head, it was like really overwhelming.
It's complex, yeah.
There's a whole other sort of side to this as well, in that my artwork that I was doing at the time was kind of like anime based.
Yeah, I would say
like,
so.
A little bit, like
Yeah.
more like chibi. It was like a cutesy community that I was in on like deviantart, and when like the whole thing sort of went bust, this was around the same time when deviantart started losing like its following, so suddenly my platform and my art identity and everything, it was happening to a lot of people at the time, but a lot of people migrated over to like Tumblr. I didn't fully get Tumblr, so I didn't move over there. Plus it wasn't really a place to make or show off like Flash games, so I felt like I lost my place in the world.
Oh no, you felt like lost.
Yeah. This was basically a huge reset button on my entire life. And even in the way that my brain processes things, enough so that it was like, okay, this is a clean slate. I am now Steffi Socks. This is my new art identity. I'm going to try be an artist because I don't know how to do programming that is an action script. So shout out if there's any of you guys watching who also used to use Flash, because it's turned into Adobe Animate now, and Adobe Animate, like it sounds, they just basically got rid of all the game aspect and the coding aspect, and all the bit I hear is my career.
But you're not salty or anything at all, are you, hun?
I'm able to talk about it now because I'm in a better place in my life.
They're making me nervous? We've only just started. God. Why don't we show them something?
Okay, so this is my old like DeviantArt page. There is a lot going on here.
Everything's moving.
Because that used to be my thing. I was never about being like the best artist in the world. I was just about, you know, like Rimsies. I'll link to that above. I'm always about like making paper worlds or like worlds that you can explore. So that's what I loved about like game design so much.
Okay.
Let me show you like an example.
Yeah, let's see one. Wisp pop-in wardrobe dress-up doll.
So I made this to look like a toy box, and then you like click to open it, you press this button here and it pops open. And then there's like tons of clothes that you can like dress her up with.
Let me have a go.
Yeah, sure, go for it. You can do it on this actually, if you find it easier.
Let me, yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, it's a bit chilly, so we're gonna go with 2 layers. You're gonna have a mascot.
Yeah, and I've missed being able to make like this kind of stuff.
It's really, look how many things you've made. I mean, each little tiny little thing, look.
Yeah, it's essentially like what I used to do with like my paper worlds as a kid, but I was doing it as an adult, and with a lot of them I was being paid to do it, so for a while that was honestly like my dream job. And then the job title vanished.
You can even wear like odd shoes. This is customization that you can't get in AAA games. Wearing 2 different shoes. You can't do this now.
It's just a drag and drop game. I wouldn't like oversell it.
All these developers need to take notice. I want to wear 3 layers of clothes and 2 different shoes.
So yeah, honestly, like in like my heyday with like my heyday.
I would say you're still doing pretty good for yourself.
No, I mean like with like my Flash kind of stuff. Whenever I used to meet like new people, and if they had younger siblings, if I ever brought up like my artwork or showed like an example of my artwork, quite often the kids would be like, oh, I used to play that game online, or I've been playing this one that looks similar to this online, and I'd be like, yeah, that's mine, I made that.
Sorry, I'm just exploring.
I was really popular with like 10-year-olds that like dress up games.
Yeah, these definitely have like these definitely have like a Polly Pocket vibe, like totally.
Yeah, I love Polly Pocket.
I can totally. You go in there, my dear. Oh yeah, there we go. It worked.
Yeah, you can hide them in that.
You can spy on these people. Spying on the popular kids.
Also, shout out to the fact that over here, this character, let me just put the hover over on it.
This one.
Well, that's my character, but
That's
the one
you.
next to it.
This one.
That is a girl called Danae. She's pretty popular on Twitch. And
she's quite a big
back on like DeviantArt, she
Danae.
was like one of my biggest inspirations, and I wanted to do this game based all around like artists that I'm really passionate about.
Yeah, I thought that was written. You notice that I'm not in it because I wasn't an artist back then.
But notice this, right?
Oh my god, look at this. Oh my god. You know it's a big deal when the description starts with, I have a lot of explaining to do. That sounds like a YouTube video.
Oh yeah, this section around here.
I initially started this as a thank you to my inspirations, but then most of them deleted their accounts and ran away. LMFAO.
So it's only in like recent years that I've been able to show this to Danae because she's finally came out with like her old deviantart identity.
Yes, yes.
So I'm just really excited to show off my deviantart identity, and honestly there is so much stuff that goes on here that there's like really old artwork kind of stuff. I've got really old Flash games, I've got like Polly Pocket kind of inspired stuff.
Let's get them all in here.
It's stuff that I made over literally years, and I don't think there's any way that I'd be able to do it justice in like one video.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, look at this stuff.
So I'd really like to at some point try and do like a tour where I properly show people through maybe like different series.
Yes,
or,
it'll be like longish videos, so to split it
Yeah.
up into a series, I think, and Steph thinks it'd be a good idea, and we hope you do too.
Another big reason why I'd really like to be able to do this is so that I can have these all backed up as like video evidence for me to like go back and look on, because Flash, as you know, they've been pulling support on it for quite a long time. And I actually run the risk now that it might completely lose support and then I won't be able to like use or like click or show you guys these things anymore, and I don't want these things to be like entirely lost to the space and time continuum.
Steve Jobs is coming back to take Flash away. I can love how you can stack them.
And there's a little arrow as well with more characters up there. Yeah.
I mean, look at this. Look at the wire.
There's these little buttons as well that you can press. Yeah, that makes it rain.
Let's just press all
Fireworks. That's a fountain over
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah.
You can sit on the fountain, girl.
There's another arrow with more characters.
Oh my god, look at...
I know, I was just trying to squeeze as many as possible in.
This is ridiculous. Look how crowded it is now. Oh my god! Oh, these are really cute. I'm so glad you are showing this, because surely, you know, you guys, even if you don't do games or pixel art or whatever, the amount of work that's gone into this one, and this is just one alone, it's crazy.
But I have a lot of little worlds that I'd be excited to share.
I'm excited to stack all these people that you've made then.
I mean, if you don't mind as well, I just want to quickly show some of the other sort of things that I have.
Oh my god.
I've also got like pixel art things that I used to do. This was like a whole thing in itself. This was how I was like paying for stuff in uni when I was like broke. So
there's so many.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here. Honestly, there is a lot. There's like old characters that I've created. So I don't know whether to like be making these as Sunday uploads or whether I'll do them as like extra
An extra upload? What do you think? Should we pitch it to you guys? What do you guys think? Extra videos with this stuff? I would say yes. I think it's a good idea. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this kind of... It's a very skimming of the surface, believe me, of Steph's like previous art history. Do let us know if you want us to upload maybe twice a week and include some of this stuff. Goodbye.